this. Check this real quick. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so should be up to round 5. Yeah, okay. Rice. Fortress. Fear Survivor. Alrighty. Let's see what Fortress does. Oh, that's interesting. Well, if he gets spikes down, that's gonna ruin my Burnett sash. The toxic spikes doesn't matter so much because Crobat should be able to absorb that. Let's get the trick going. Huckleberry, that's actually gonna be pretty handy, I think. Alright, toxic spikes. If I just went and attacked him right now, how much would I do? I mean, that's worth it, I think. Let's see, get a switch to Survivor. Yeah, I just KO that now. That was not a good switch on his part. Fear, that also shouldn't be a threat, I think, but I'll just double check. It outspeeds me because I don't have my scarf anymore, but it 2-hit carries me at best, and I one-shot it, so yeah, that's gone. Always love when we get a battle where I can win by just pressing Thunderbolt a bunch. Actually, hang on 1 second. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. Yep, that should be fine. Alright, Frostlass. From what I remember, this one tends to give me a bit of trouble. Blizzard has a chance of one-shotting. If I went into Burnett, what would that be able to do against this? Yeah, I don't know. I think the play is to go for Thunderbolt, hope that Blizzard misses, and if it doesn't, I can just finish it off with Shadow Sneak. Or it cannot use Blizzard. That works. Normally it just goes for the Blizzard immediately. What was up with that? Very strange. But I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. I'll take it. Typhlosion. Yeah, from what I remember, this is basically Crobat fodder. I don't care about Will-O-Wisp. If anything, I'm glad he used that, because it was basically a waste of a turn. Nice Fire Blast, dummy. Haha. And then now he's gonna die once I hit protect. And finally, Kangaskhan. From what I remember, this is a pretty bad set, but yeah, it's got mostly special moves, which obviously are not ideal on a Kangaskhan. And then, oh well, it's got 2 special moves, and the physical ones it has are both fighting types, so that's going to do nothing to Crobat. Yeah, like, look at that. It took out half my health, but that was with a crit. And then because I lose my flying typing for the turn while using Roost, now it's not even going to do super effective damage. Poor Kangaskhan, so useless in the face of a Crobat. Pretty sure that Huntail just drops dead. Yeah, doesn't have Sash, unlike the Gorbis. Golem. Don't like this thing. I need to switch into something. Because I'm choice locked. It also has sturdy, so I really need to get some damage off. Let me... The last Pokemon on the team should be Dugong, which is not as threatening as Golem. At least, you know, not short of really bad luck anyway. Woo, Rock Tomb. I don't even care that Crobat died. Like, I'm fine with that sacrifice. What matters is that Leaf Storm doesn't miss. Alright, good. I can't one-hit KO it because of the, like, special stat drop. I might just send in Banette, especially since it's probably going to use Fake Out anyway. Yep, sure enough. Alright. Let me check Banette real quick. I probably should have just saved my Banette set, actually, so I don't have to type it in every time, but considering I only used Banette in round 5, I figured it's not, like, that important. Knock off. Gunk Shot. What do we got? Phantom Force and Gunk Shot are 2-hit KOs, so that's something. And then since Dugong does have Protect, yeah, it probably is a good idea that I use Phantom Force. Shadow Sneak's not gonna finish that off, so I could probably just knock off, but again, I don't want to waste time on like protect mind games. So just Phantom Force it is. Gun tank. Can't remember what this thing has. Yeah, that's not good. I can KO this before it KOs me. But at the same time, if I switch into Burnett and I get a lucky prediction on the explosion, that would be amazing. Let me check what else this guy has, just real quick. Fortress Wish Cache. Yeah, I kind of want to preserve my Rotom's HP. You know what? Screw it. Let's try it. I mean, I guess I could also just go into Crobat, which might be a better idea, but the problem is Crobat can't poison it. Come on. Damn. I had a hunch you might do that. Oh, come on, with the poison too? Alright, well, that was a complete waste of Burnett. And it was dumb of me not to Shadow Sneak. I have no idea what I was thinking there. Am I really gonna lose this? Oh, now he uses it. Fucking asshole. Like, I don't buy what people say when they say that, like, the tower cheats or whatnot, but that right there is about the most compelling evidence I've seen. The fact that he wouldn't go for explosion when I had Burnett waiting in the back, and then as soon as Burnett's gone, only then does he decide to use explosion. Oh. Wish Cache does not pose any real threat to Crobat. And Crobat itself can't really do a lot to Fortress because Fortress is immune to poison, so I guess I'll again try to save my Rotom as best as I can. Imagine if he just goes for Earthquake the second I hit Roost. No. I want to get a taunt off soon as well, so I can stop him from putting the sandstorm back up. I need to think about what I'm gonna do about that fortress, because my Rotom has so little health right now. Like, Gyro Ball won't KO my Rotom, I don't think. But, hang on, let me have a quick look at this. No, it won't. It won't KO it, but it'll only be able to live one. And I need to make sure that Fortress, like, doesn't get spikes up and whatnot. Might just double protect just for the shits and giggles. Oh my god, it worked. Nice. Okay. So, we want Taunt. But I can't, like, switch in. So, I guess in a way, basically what I have to do is kind of like sack my Crobat, almost. Like, I just have to let it keep taking Gyro Balls until it dies. I think. Yeah, that's what I want. Throw out Taunt. Just to make doubly sure it can't do anything unbecoming. Well, still going for Gyro Ball. Okay, perfect. So we've prevented the Spike's death. Ugh, this is dicey. There's a chance that I won't kill this if I get, like, low rolls. Okay. The moment of truth. Come on. Come on, please. Don't low roll. Thank God. Oh my God, no. Like, I mean, I won, but, like, that was so close to... Okay, we're still in the game. That's what matters. I don't want to lose on round 5. Vileplume, Lantern, and Sceptile. Well, Vileplume can't do much of anything to my Rotom. What's Lantern and Sceptile got? Lantern could be a problem if it just gets too many double teams, but I think I can handle that anyway, especially with Crobat. Sceptile, another double team spammer, also has Leech Seed, so that would be the most annoying of the bunch. I think I... Actually, hang on, what items do these have? Leftovers, Spark Plume, Big Root. Yeah, I think I kind of want to save Trick for, Sceptile if I can. Also want to just try and get an idea of what this Vileplume wants to do. Giga Drain? Okay. Well, if I hit Taunt now, I can, you know, get rid of any chance of it using Poison Powder or Stun Spore or this or that. I mean, granted, I don't think any of those would work on Rotom anyway, but I kind of want to get Banette on this. Like, that might be a slightly stupid idea, but I'm not sure how useful Banette's realistically going to be against the other Pokemon on this team anyway. Yeah, definitely was a stupid idea. But I outspeed this, so I can get a good hit off. Imagine it doesn't use Giga Drain this turn. That would be very funny. Especially if it goes for Sleep Powder, because I have Insomnia. No, Stun Spore, okay. Well now we're going to be slower than it, obviously, but that's fine, because I can still get some damage off with Shadow Sneak. Yeah, so that was a bit of a waste of Banette, but, you know, again, it's fine. The main goal is just to avoid wasting too much HP on Rotom. So I guess I'll see what I can do. Lantern has Volt Absorb as well, so that's something I need to keep in mind. Oh my god. Yeah, and this is exactly why I used Banette in the first place, because Rotom versus Vileplume is quite the raw of attrition. Yeah, okay, there we go. So it's probably going to use Ice Beam. That's probably going to hurt Crobat quite a bit, but you know, we'll stick with it. No? It's going to go straight for the double team. Okay. It's pretty surprising to me, but you know, we take those. Ah, there it is. Now it's pulling out the Ice Beams. And Crobat takes that better than Rotom would have, so that's something as well. Still just thinking about how I really want to get that trick off on Sceptile if I can. sure why he suddenly switched using Shockwave. And Lum to the rescue! How does that even make sense though? How do you eat something when you're frozen? Whatever. Pokemon's never been about logic. Again with the Shockwave. Maybe it's like trying to conserve PP on Ice Beam by using Shockwave on my Protect turns. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, so... Yeah, I might go Taunt, honestly. It's not necessarily the smartest thing to do, but it's what I want to do. Toxic. Yeah, and I'm not gonna switch to Rotom, at least not yet. Because even though Trick Scarfing onto Sceptile would be nice, Dragon Pulse is like one of the things I wouldn't want to do it to. Because that's gonna hit harder than its grass move. But I also need to keep taunting it because I really don't want it to get a Leech Seed off. Well, or use Double Team. Alright, one more turn. Okay. And we'll see who is up next. Ret, which I apparently can't spell. Why does this document say that all the dragon tamers are female? I thought they were dudes. Whatever. Well, the Ret is anyway. Fortress Venomoth Dojo. I know Venomoth. Fortress Dojo. Let me check what the dojo has. Yeah, it just gets blasted by Rotom. That's really no big deal. Okay, so my main concern is the Venomoth. Like, Rotom is immune to its sleep powder, but it's weak to Bug Buzz, so that doesn't go very well. But, you know what's immune to sleep and resist Bug Buzz? Banette. Although I'm going into Crobat first, because I just want to get rid of those toxic spikes. Don't care about skill swap. I do wonder if perhaps the reason why it has that in its set is in an attempt to like get rid of Vital Spirit or Insomnia. I mean, I could prevent that from happening anyway with a taunt, but I don't want to go for that because it'll probably use a psychic move. I think it has Psybeam. What? Oh, I guess Crobat can't absorb toxic spikes if it's flying. I thought just any poison type could, regardless of whether they were flying or not. Well, I learnt something today. The good news is none of its attacks really do anything of note. I'll be able to finish that off with Shadow Sneak if this doesn't kill it. But it has a chance to. And it did. Honestly, I think I'm better off just like sacking rather than going for a switch here. Bye bye, Banette. You served your job. Roll. Whatever. And then Rotom can just clean this up by one-shotting it. That's all well and good. Sceptile, Swalot, Magma. I remember having trouble with Swalot sometimes. I mean, I can probably handle that. It's just that Sludge Bomb is quite threatening on Rotom. What was the Magmar again? Yeah, that's also, like, workable. It's really... Okay, well, I think I can just go for the trick. There's not really much point tricking the other two Mons anyway, I don't think. Well, sure would be a shame for that Sceptile if I had Shockwave. Why does this Magmar have like no speed investment at all? Damn, still lived. Well, Flamethrower won't carry me short of a crit, so everything's still good. Yeah, I'm not surprised the Swalot's coming in next. Okay, so, well, the Swalot will basically KO with anything. I'm probably best off just attacking it in case it tries to set up stockpile. Was that a crit? Yeah, I was like, that should not have done that much damage. And now I need to make sure I'm able to KO this with the net because, you know, Crobat can't poison it, so Crobat's useless here. Okay. I don't think Shadow Sneak is going to be enough to finish that off. So we're probably going to have to take a hit from Shadow Ball, but, you know, we've got a Sash, it's all fine, I guess. Oh, wait. Yeah, I outspeed it. I think my brain is not with it as much as it was last stream. Why would you use Giga Drain, bro? Well, that works out perfectly for the Crobat. I mean, that poison wasn't even necessary anyway, because I have Shadow Sneak. But, you know, thanks. Okay, round 6. Let me... just grab this. I want to double check what I used last time, for one thing. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay. Like, it was Rapidash, then Crobat, then Rotom, I believe. Yeah, that was probably it. Okay. How long have I been streaming for? 40 minutes. Yeah, so it looks like round 5 took me about as long as it did last time. I guess that's a good thing, maybe? I don't know. Ciara. Ampharos. He also has a Miltank and a Houndoom. Look at Ampharos 1. High horsepower has a minuscule chance of one-hit KOing this. I really don't want to get statused though if I can help it. Let's have a look at those other Pokemon she had. Miltank? Well, Crobat definitely doesn't want to have to deal with that. Because it's got rollout. How about Houndoom? Thunder Flame Charge, Crunch, Thunder Flame. Does it have a Sash? Yeah, it has Sash. Ugh. And it's got Muscle Band. Emperor. Actually, hang on. I want to check Miltank one more time. It's got more physical bulk than special bulk. Like, not only in terms of base stats, but also its investment. So I don't think Rapidash is going to be super useful there. Like, it can't even out-heal Milk Drink. I think the play here is I want to use Rapidash on Ampharos and potentially Houndoom. Rotom pretty much needs to be saved for Miltank. About all Crobat's going to do it to that is, like, you know, get a Toxic off, I guess. But it won't be able to stall it, I don't think. And Rapidash is no good against Miltank either. So I really need Rotom there. KO? Nah, of course not. I mean, I only had a... Oh, man, fuck you. Use Thunder Wave? Haha! Oh yeah, now his Toxic Orb is gonna screw him over. Not that it matters, because I'm getting the KO anyway. Alright, what's he gonna send in? Houndoom? Yeah, I mean, this can't really do much to me either. The scariest thing it's got is actually counter. Crunch? What's it going for Crunch? Oh, well, I mean, he outspeeds, so I don't know. Maybe. There's the Sash. If I want to be cheeky, I can, like, switch out into Crobat. It'll be funny if he uses counter now. Yeah, didn't think he would. Not really any point. Man, what was that defense drop for? Screw you. Well, anyway, I have Toxic. Don't care about that Flame Charge. There's the Miltank. Like I said, it can KO me with rollout pretty easily, so I just want to get a poison off, and then Crobat can just get sacked for all I care. Rotom. Okay, Rotom actually does out-damage Milk Drink, unlike Rapidash, so that's good news for me. Oh wait, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, it does. Doesn't really even matter what I do here. Like, I don't think using Taunt is necessarily better than not. So let's just sack that Crobat. I mean, I guess I could have stalled for a turn to get more poison damage off, but I'm pretty confident that I really don't need to do much of anything at this point. Just spam Thunderbolt and I'll win. Was that another visual glitch? How do I keep encountering all this stuff? Last stream there was the random yellow Banette, now there's the, like, seismic toss animation not showing the space background. I think I need a drink or something. Rocky. With a Rampardos, Ampharos, and Floatzel. Well, we already know how to deal with Ampharos and Floatzel just fine. Rampardos. I'll go into Rapidash. Okay. The good news is, it doesn't have Focus Sash nor Choice Scarf, so it's useless unless I get that 5% miss, which I didn't. Bye bye Rampardos. They're probably gonna send in Floatzel next, but I would prefer Ampharos. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so the best Floatzel's got is Ice Beam, which Rotom won't be carried by, and then I can just one-hit KO in return. That would have KO'd even without the crit. It does like around 200%. Ampharos. Yeah. I don't like that Ursaring. So it's got Poliwrath and Weavile. Well, if my Rotom was here, I could trick to remove the Flame Orb, but unfortunately, Rotom is in the back. This thing can one-hit carry me with Earthquake. I have a 93% chance to one-hit carry with Flare Blitz. Not sure if that's worth it. Poliwrath, Weavile. Let me have a look what else we got here. Poliwrath. Rotom. Rotom nearly one-hit carries that, but not quite. And Weavile. Yeah, this isn't good. Not gonna lie. And also, if I go for the Flare Blitz, it's gonna put me like in KO range of Weavile's Ice Punch or something like that. You know what? Screw it. I think I'm gonna go for the risk, and I know I'm gonna regret it when it doesn't pay off. Okay, we critted. Well, that means we don't have to worry about that chance of it not doing enough damage, I guess. Poliwrath? Yeah. Poliwrath. Okay, obviously it's gonna Hydro Pump. That sort of goes without saying at this point. What gets me, though, is that I think what I want to do here is not go into Rotom, but instead get some poison damage on it with Crobat, so then I can, like, get the Thunderbolt KO, like, for certain, because the chance isn't very high. The fuck is he using Focus Blast for? What? Why did he... What? Like, that... Not only is that less accurate than Hydro Pump, it obviously wouldn't have done anywhere near as much damage. You know what? I'm probably gonna lose my mind if I just sit here questioning that. Let's just get on with the match. Lumberry to the rescue, strikes again. Wasn't originally planning on just stalling this thing out indefinitely, but I mean, it's working, and it's not like the AI seems to be particularly interested in switching to Weavile. Oh, come on. Well, not much I can do here. What? I thought out immediately? What is this luck? Weavile might be able to, like, carry me with Ice Shard, but I outspeed it, so if it goes for, like, Ice Punch on the other hand, I can make sure I get the Toxic off first. Yep, and that's exactly what I said. Doesn't really matter what I do on this turn because, you know, again, Ice Shard is a thing, but let's just hit Roost anyway because it'll be funny. Well, you're Rotom. Does Rotom outspeed this? Yes, it does. And Ice Shard only does about half health. I think what we want to do here... Thunderbolt is probably the wiser choice, but if we go for Leaf Storm, that'll just end it right here. Yeah, but if I miss, then Rapidash is kind of screwed. Well, nah, you know what? I think I have to go for the Leaf Storm. Good, didn't miss. Dalton sends out Skarmory. Also has Driftbloom and Honchkrow. Skarmory. Rapidash probably just blows us into oblivion, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. Now let's take a look at that Driftbloom and Honchkrow. Driftbloom is a Dream Eater set. That's interesting. Honchkrow. Is an all-out attacking set that has a Power Herb Sky Attack. That's interesting. And Rapidash actually one-hit KOs the Honchkrow as well. That's pretty funny. And the Driftbloom. my greatest enemy here is recall damage. And the Honchkrow doesn't even have Sucker Punch for some reason. What the hell's the Honchkrow doing without Sucker Punch? Thunderbolt one-hit KOs. Oh, this is probably like the easiest battle of this stream. All hail bug catchers, says the dude who did not have a single bug on his team. I don't even recognize this particular trainer class. Quincy has Aerodactyl, Rampardos, Mismagius. Aerodactyl. This looks like a troll set. Rapidash is pretty bad against this. Really, I think my entire team is, if I'm being completely honest. Rotom can probably beat it as long as there's like no silly hacks nonsense. Aerodactyl and Mismagius are also both good candidates for Trick. Although I probably shouldn't have done that. No? Okay, I was expecting him to start using Rock Slide, but if that's how he wants to go about it, okay. Lumberry will heal that, so that's good. And then when I taunt, that will leave Psychic as its only option, and while that will hurt, it's, you know, at least better than having to deal with Mean Look and Perish Song and all that. Yep, there's the Mean Look. I apologize for all the yawning and stuff. Surprised that didn't do more damage, actually. Crobat is such a beast. Alright, well, that's Miss Magius just completely shut down. I mean, ideally what I want to do with the Rampardos is KO it with Rapidash again, but obviously that first requires getting Rapidash onto the field. I think not switching here is probably the play. Just sack. Especially when that can happen. Wow. And that was even with me having used Roost to remove the super effective damage from the equation. Pretty scary. Guess from here I'll just Flare Blitz. Aerodactyl. Really, bro? You just choice locked yourself into Attract when you could have used Rock Slide? What is wrong with you? Like, that is basically the CPU just forfeiting the match right there. That's a correct. Let me take a look. I can one-hit carry this with either Flare Blade or Flare Blitz. My gosh, or High Horsepower. But based on like what's in the rest of his team, I kind of want to go for Flare Blitz because if for some reason he sends out Yan Mega instead of Sami, then obviously High Horsepower isn't going to do shit. Yeah, well, Starmie was pretty predictable, but, you know. Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Psychic. It's basically just a classic spit set, except instead of Surf, you got Hydro Pump. Rotom. Shockingly, Rotom can actually switch in on this. And because my Rotom is scarfed, it'll outspeed it. Alright, of course it has Sash, I'm an idiot. It's fine though. It's fine. Like, even if that KO'd me, I still would have had other solutions, but even still, I really should be paying more attention. I think I need to go get myself a drink or some food or whatever. Like, seriously. Okay, well, that's that. I'm gonna go AFK for a little bit. Sorry about that. Let me check. Alright, the sound should be all good. Stop right there, says the policeman. Funny when I've actually, you know, just come back. Roserade, Honchkrow, Polytoad. Well, the Roserade does not have a sash, so that thing's dead. Would have appreciated to not get hit with a poison point, though. Honchkrow, please. That would be really funny. But no, it'll be the Polytoad, won't it? Wait, hold on, what? Does this dude have two teams of both? Oh my god! Yeah, this guy actually has multiple teams in the same round that both have a Roserade lead. That's actually smart. There's not enough stuff in the regular tower that's like that. Usually when you see the character's lead Pokemon, you already know exactly what team it is. Well, a Moldo it is. So what's this other thing? Gliscor. Oh god. I do not like that Gliscor. I've had to run into that stupid thing because it, like, hit 2 guillotines out of 3 attempts. But anyway, right. Yeah, I feel like it's still a bit damned if you do, damned if you don't. I kind of just have to just get some damage off and then finish it off with the Rotom. Probably. Alright, cool, whatever. Let's go. The threat of guillotine is just so infuriating. This set has Hyper Cutter, not Poison Heal, so I can Toxic it, though I'm not sure how much that's really gonna help when, again, it could just guillotine me and ruin everything. Oh, thank god I missed. I mean, it's already, like, starting the guillotine spam as we speak. Just really hate this stupid Gliscor. Okay, going for acrobatics instead. That's something. And like all it has is attacks, so going for taunt isn't going to help me at all. But I can always just do it to waste a turn, I guess. Why isn't he using Guillotine? That is so strange. I mean, I'm grateful, but like, you know, it would just be the smarter thing to do. And he's pretty confident in that acrobatics. He hasn't even used De-Citrus yet. Well, now he will. His roost. You know, again, he could have very easily, like, avoided this entire scenario if he actually started trying to use Guillotine again, but he only went for it once. I don't know what that was about. Like, if there's any AI, like, BDSP AI experts, I would love to know why he only used that once. Well, there we go. Last time we used this same team as round 6 for round 7. Yeah, I guess we could try that again, because in the past it was working pretty well until I just made a really stupid play. Okay. Also, actually, just 1 second, pardon me. Things are very noisy down the other end of the house. Anyway, so Rapidash first, Crobat second, Rotom third. That's pretty sure that's how we're gonna do it. Alright. Skylar. And now I have to, like, really start paying attention, because, you know, this is round 7, there's a lot on the line. Sends in. Drop in. He's also gonna have a Marowak and Marowak 2 and Vaporeon. Plus drop in 1 got. That's interesting. What about Vaporeon? I think my Rotom will probably handle the Vaporeon fine enough. Marowak 2, let's have a look at that one. Ooh, that's a nasty set. I think Crobat will probably handle that though. Alright, for Drapion, I think what we want to do is go high horsepower and hope for the best. Like, obviously Flare Blitz has the better accuracy, but with the amount of recoil that it'll do, that could put me in KO range of like Crunch or something. I was gonna go for Toxic Spikes. That's something. You're not getting another layer up. Oh, actually, I wonder if, now that I think about it, since Roost temporarily removes the flying type, maybe I could soak up, Toxic Spikes by using Roost. But anyway, that's for later. Okay. So he's probably going to go for either Double Edge or Earthquake. Does Rotom do anything to this? Well, at least on a one-hit KO it. And Rotom can take a hit. I have to just double check Vaporeon real quick. It's got rest. This is dicey. Dash, Vaporeon. You know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch into Rotom and basically cross my fingers that the Marowak uses Earthquake and not Double Edge, because I really don't want to take the amount of damage Double Edge will deal. Like, it won't KO me, but it'll put me in a bad spot. Come on, please use Earthquake. Yes! And now, please don't miss. It's okay, we live one hit. Did he crit? No! You bastard! You fuck. You fucking asshole. Oh no! That's just cost me the entire run! Okay, no, hang on. Let's not get too demoralized just yet. Okay, so Crobat can prevent Vaporeon from using Rest via Taunt. Rapidash probably still isn't going to do that much to this thing, though. Alright. Actually, can I... No? Alright, hang on. This is really bad. I have to... be very careful about this. Yeah, if I send Crobat in, we've got the same problem that Double Edge is pretty nasty. You know what? This Marowak has officially made an enemy out of me. I do not like this thing one bit. But the problem is that, like, I don't think Rapidash can finish it off. I need Crobat for Vaporeon. That damn crit! We're just gonna have to go for the Rapidash, I think. I wish this Marowak was like Choice Banded or something. So that way I could at least, you know, try to trick it into doing something dumb. Wait, hold on, what? My Rapidash... Oh, right. Okay, hang on. So Rapidash doesn't, like, guarantee a one-hit KO, which is why I sent in Rotom before. But now that Marowak has taken that recoil damage, this should work. Okay, good. We're still in there. Still in there. Vaporeon. So we need Crobat. That much is obvious. Vaporeon. Crobat. Yeah, it's got Scald. I don't really give a shit. Let me add some stuff. Let me just double check my Crobat stats real quick. I want to make sure I got this. That's interesting. What have I done with the EV spread? Because that doesn't make much sense. Genuinely not sure what my past self was thinking. But, I mean, hey, this seems to work in my favor. Okay, Ice Beam does about half. That's not good. I think we want to start with a Roost. Yeah, because I figured it was gonna start like going for like. You fucking kidding me? The bad luck I'm having in this battle. Oh my god. Anyway, now we go for the Toxic. If this freezes me again, I swear to god. Okay. We're still in there. We are still in the game. Now, the trick here is trying to figure out when we need to go for the taunt. Imagine if this Vaporeon had, like, Quick Claw. I shouldn't say things like that. I've suffered enough. And to think, this is just the first battle of round 7. Going for Acid Armor? I kind of wish I didn't do that, because now that places even more pressure on me to, like, get this right, because I can't rely on Rapidash to pick it off. I probably need a heal. Hopefully he doesn't go for rest. If he doesn't go for rest this turn, then I think it's time for the taunt. Why did that freeze? Bro! Oh my god! I'm gonna cry soon. This is just so horrendously bad. Like, please thaw out. Oh my god. Why? Why are you doing this to me, game? Oh. Oh no. Alright, well now we thawed out. Not gonna lie, this is some serious highlight of real material right here. Awful. So awful. Okay, well, I guess we've got a free turn to taunt, kind of. Because, like, we can't poison it because it's asleep, so... At least that'll stop it from doing more acid armor or something. Toxic time! Again. If this motherfucker keeps freezing me, I swear to... Like, I'm starting to get really paranoid now. I've just had such bad luck this match. So much bad luck. Still in there, still in the game. No more stupid freeze bullshit, at least not yet. And once again, now that it's around half health, if we don't get frozen, then it's time to taunt. Haha, no rest for you, dickhead. Can't believe we won this. After so much bad luck. I did it. I outplayed the coin flip. Unironically outplayed the RNG. Alright, Rusty, what do you got? Oh my god. Why is the Marowak back again? He should also have an Aggron and a Tangros. What's Aggron got? Is it Aggron 1 or Aggron 2? Aggron 1. It's a rock polish set, that's interesting. Bring in Rapidash. That could work. Could work, but not great. And what about Tangrowth? Tangrowth. Oh, okay. Tangrowth is like just Rotom trick fodder and also Crobat fodder, so that's good. I'm not too worried about that. Also Rapidash one-hit carries it. At the moment, it's the Aggron that is at the front of my mind because it has Sturdy and yeah, it's got some nasty shit. It also has Rock Polish, so I'm not even necessarily going to be able to outspeed it consistently. But we'll get to that. For now... Oh, it's also immune to poison, obviously, so I can't Crobat shenanigans it. Marowak. Well, last time, we tried to switch in on Earthquake, and that worked, but I got fucked because I like missed Leaf Storm and then double edge critted or something like that. So, considering how that was all bad luck and not actually a bad play per se, let's see if second time is the charm. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, game. I have suffered enough. Alright, so if I go in, have a look at Aggron again, and I go Rotom, have that thing at +2. Yeah, so the Aggron outspeeds my Scarf Rotom at +2, so that is something that does need to be taken into account. He doesn't really do a lot of damage to my Rotom though, which is something. There's actually some legitimate merit in me going for a second Leaf Storm. And so now what I want to do is I want to basically sack Rapidash, kind of. Like, I know that sounds a little bit silly because Rapidash one-hit KOs Tangrowth, but actually, you know what? Maybe what if I sacked Rotom almost? Oh yeah, but the problem is that Rapidash can't live an Earthquake from Aggron, so yeah, Rapidash does have to go. Yeah, I was right the first time. I really gotta stop second guessing myself. I mean, second guessing myself is precisely how my last round 7 ended. And I mean, I could just quick attack to get some damage off that way, but oh wait, actually no, because he Dragon Rushed. If he goes for Earthquake this turn, I can just go back into Rotom. Yeah. And then Rotom can take a hit, and I can finish him off with my choice of either Thunderbolt or Leaf Storm. I hope this doesn't flinch though. Yeah, okay, good. I'm cooking. We're making this happen. Actually, if I go back to Tangrowth. Yeah, I think I will go into Crobat just to be on the safe side. But if I can get Rapidash in to kill it, that would be very nice. Straight for Giga Drain is interesting. Works for me though. And now because of that, I don't really even need to go for a Toxic. I would just be wasting a perfectly good Taunt turn. Or Taunted turn. And now, from what I understand, this should just blow it all the way out. Goodbye! There we go. Good. Yeah, that was a confirmed one-hit KO. Yeah, that's good. I'm so stressed out after that first battle. I can't reiterate the point enough. Margot, who has a Drifblim. So our next Pokemon after that should be Hang on, am I looking at the right one? Yeah, Walrein and Lucario after that. They're all set number 1. Drifblim 1. Oh yeah, that's that Dream Eater set I mentioned earlier, okay. Lucario 1. It's a nasty bot set. Ooh, that's potentially pretty scary, but Rapidash can just KO it. And what was the other one? Walrein. That's a a Rest Talk Sheer Coefficient set, okay. That might take a little bit of thought to figure out how to deal with, but apparently Leaf Storm one-shots it, so there is that. But for the time being, let's just sort out Drifblim. Apparently this just gets one-shot by Flare Blitz. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Walrein's coming in. Okay. I think I want to go for Crobat here. And I don't want to Toxic it because this thing has Unburden. I also don't really want to... Oh, hang on. What did I say? Unburden? And that's Drifblim. I'm a moron. Okay, that's Quick Claw, which is honestly still pretty terrifying because, you know, priority one-hit KO moves. Are you kidding me? I actually kind of want to just check what it's going to do. Because it's probably going to start switching to, like, Sheer Cold, isn't it? Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm afraid of. Crobat's going to be basically useless against Lucario. I kind of want to sacrifice this against Walrein so I don't have to, like, try to switch in Rotom on a Sheer Cold, which would be a huge risk. So for now, let's just stall the Walrein, just to get as much toxic damage off as we can. But if Crobat like dies to Sheer Cold, I'm not even bothered because that's just, you know, a nice opportunity to get my Rotom in safely. Alright, it has... Yeah, okay, I didn't even think of that. Well... You know, the funny thing I can do, though... Sleep Talk... doesn't count as an attack, I'm pretty sure. So... If we taunt this, then it doesn't get to do anything. Which means... Yeah, Sleep Talk is a status move, that's what I thought. Okay, so we taunt this... Right? And that means it just doesn't get to do anything. And now that is what gives me the opportunity to bring Rotom in. So that still works in my favor. Thunderbolt's not going to one-hit carry this. You know, fingers crossed Leaf Storm doesn't miss. Okay, good. Bye-bye. Lucario. Checking real quick. Lucario. Like, Rapidash. 'Cause, like, I don't know, I don't know. 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 I don't know Okay, the Lucario doesn't have any priority moves. But I need to check how much HP Rapidash has. Okay, yeah. If Rapidash goes for Aura Sphere, that's probably gonna kill it. And Aura Sphere is the most damaging move it has on Rotom, so that's what it's most likely to use. I think I might switch into Crobat just for the time being. Who knows, maybe I can stop it from setting up a nasty ploy or something. Yeah, I'm not surprised it went for Aura Sphere. That's pretty much exactly what I was expecting. So we'll taunt it. No nasty plot for you. That was exactly what he was going to go for. Okay. I can probably just go back into Rotom now, honestly. Alright, good, we win. We're up to now like 4 or 5? Number 4, okay. Infernape 2, Arcanine, Espeon. Infernape 2. Okay, let me grab Rapidash. Well, the problem here is that Rapidash doesn't outspeed this. Meaning it's at risk of dying to close combat. I do have one idea in mind, but I'll get back to that in a moment. First I want to check what the Arcanine and Espeon will do. Okay, Arcanine. Yeah, I'm not too afraid of that Arcanine, to be honest. Espeon. Okay. The Espeon has Sash and Light Screen. That's not very good. And it's also got good coverage, so... it's also... just barely outspeeds my Rapidash, so I'll have to watch out for that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here's my idea for this. I think Infernape's gonna go for close combat because that has a chance of one-hit KOing. Close combat will do basically nothing to Crobat because it has like a double resist. And then after that, there's a possibility that the Infernape's gonna try to use Flare Blitz. And... wait, no, that's not a good idea. Okay, Okay, actually, hang on. Let me check Rotom real quick. Okay, Rotom. What if I, hypothetically, manage to catch it on a defense drop? Okay, so after it drops its special defense one time from close combat, there is a chance a 68.8% chance that Rotom can just one-shot it with Thunderbolt. So that would be really cool if it happened. Not sure how I'm gonna make it happen. This is one of those occasions where speed is really rough. Like, Rapidash is outsped by both Infernape and Espeon, and while Arcanine doesn't outspeed it, and in fact, if anything, Rapidash actually shits on Arcanine. Arcanine does at least have extreme speed, so there is that. Infernape. What if I just switch Rotom in directly? Yeah, okay. That's not a good idea. And if I tried to just stall it with Crobat? Yeah, Flare Blitz is going to do a lot. I'm not really going to be able to like consistently out heal it. Yeah. I do think that sending in Crobat here is the right move. It's just I'm trying to figure out where to go from there. And frankly, Crobat's not gonna be like that much of a use against like Espeon, for example, because Espeon's got what's it called, Magic Bounce. So that's that. And next he's gonna go for the Flare Blitz. You know, in a way, I could almost exploit that by just like, even though I can't heal off all the damage, the recoil he's doing to himself from it might make it worth it. Let's give that a try, I guess. Just see what happens. Yeah. Because basically the goal here is to weaken Infernape enough that my Scarfed Rotom can finish it off. That's basically the goal. Which I think we've now achieved. Honestly, depending on how this goes, I could even have Rotom, it's not Rotom, Rapidash do Quick Attack. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, that's Crobat down. That's fine. Alright, let me have a look. Yeah, I think Rapidash actually can KO this. But... No, okay, I think I have a better idea. I don't want to go for Rapidash. And the reason why I don't want to is because if I KO Infernape with Rotom, then next they're probably going to send in Arcanine, and then I can switch Rapidash in on Arcanine with like Flash Fire and stuff. I think that's what I need to do here. And just making sure, what's that? Yeah, okay, this thing doesn't have like Bright Powder or some stupid shit. Okay. Yep, there's Arcanine, as I thought. And Intimidate as well, like, you know. You go Rapidash. Okay, Arcanine. Rapidash. Arcanine has Lum. Rapidash outspeeds and high horsepower. Oh shit, did I just... Well, I think I just got a crit for my trouble. No? Why didn't that... Well, in any case, he's gonna go for extreme speed now. Fuck, I think I've just lost that off of the fact that I accidentally clicked flip. Oh no. Okay, how much does extreme speed do? Let's have a look here. Maximum of 42. Minimum of 35. That's not good. No, why did I accidentally... If there's anyone watching this, I just want you to know I am the stupidest player on the planet. Oh. Okay. Dragon Pulse? Why didn't you use Extreme Speed? I don't understand this game. Okay, Espeon, where's Espeon? Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Rotom. I still think there is a depressingly high chance that I've lost this off of that one misclick. Okay, hang on, let's up the light, let's put the light screen up. Okay, yeah, I have to keep going. I have to just keep attacking. And even if it KOs me, that's fine, because Rapidash Quick Attack will have this thing, like, just dead. Like, even if it lives this next Thunderbolt, Quick Attack's got it. Alright, good. That almost... that was almost a stupid disaster. Oh no, I am not a fan of Gyarados. This thing ended the run last time. Okay, hang on, let me work through this. Okay, so after one Dragon Dance, Rotom still outspeeds it, if just barely. So in that case, and also Rotom will just live any of its moves if it attacks. So I have to go straight into Rotom. I cannot afford to, like, dawdle here at all. And then now that's just gone. Bye-bye. Alright, good. No more painful Gyarados experiences. Floatzel, again, that's just Thunderbolt. We all know how Floatzel works at this point. It's not a threat. At least not unless I'm on, like, you know, really low HP and it can hit me with a priority move. Roserade! and that is Roserade 1, so that's the same as we fought earlier, obviously. I could possibly beat this by just spamming Thunderbolt, but... okay, this thing has Substitute. I want to try and get a taunt off, if I can manage it. That's not good. But, fortunately, since my Crobat has Infiltrator, I can just taunt it through the sub. So now I at least don't have to worry about like using Ingrain or Leech Seed. If I go... Let's check Rapidash real quick. Giga Drain only does about a quarter of my health. I'm not sure how Flare Blitz like interacts with Substitute though. Like, do I even take any recoil damage at all? I do outspeed it though, so let's hope something goes my way. Oh wait, it already set up Leech Seed, did it? I don't know, whatever. It's always by round 7 that my brain falls apart. And I mean, that makes sense, because, you know, obviously round 7 is supposed to be the hardest. Did I take any recoil? Yes, but okay, but I only take as much as the Substitute can take. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, now, Roserade should just be dead. Yeah, okay. I could have played that battle better, but the fact that I made it through with all 3 of my Pokemon still intact, I think, you know, that speaks pretty well, despite the fact that it wasn't, like, optimized. Number 6. Let's go! Gengar, Magmortar, Dusknoir. Okay. Well, first let's look at the Gengar. What do we got here? It's got a Sash. Kind of figured as much. It can't one-hit KO me, but... Oh, okay, hang on. So... The Gengar loses... its speed is 1 smaller than one shorter, one off, compared to Rapidash because it's not fully speed invested. So that means I want to high horsepower it so I don't take the recoil of Flare Blizz, and then I can finish it off with another high horsepower. But let's also take a look at those other Pokemon on its team. Magmortar. That one I kind of want to have Rapidash to deal with if I can, but you know, as always, we'll see. And what about Dusknoir? What's that thing doing? That just looks like an easy win for Crobat. Probably. Alternatively, I could Rotom Trick it to stop it from stalling too much or something. Whatever. Okay, so I think... actually, hang on one sec. I will check one more thing. We'll go back to Rotom. Rotom can also 2-hit KO Gengar, and it probably wouldn't even take as much as Rapidash, but it's not really much point like switching. I'm better off just like going right now. Come on, high horsepower. No, the fucking 5% missed. Well, this Focus Blast also missed. No. Is Focus Blast even the best move it has? Shadow Ball would have done the same amount of damage. Weird. But you know, we take those. Oh, okay, yeah. We got the Cursed Body hit. Gengar missed again. Jesus, what? This is some serious RNG shenanigans going on right now. Uh, um, yeah, so we had to switch because of Curse Body and Choice Lock. It's, it's still missing. Okay, since I can finish Gengar off with anything, we gotta think about what's gonna come in next. It's most likely gonna be Magmortar, because I'm a grass type, so all the more reason to use Thunderbolt. As expected, it's Magmortar. Magmortar one-shots with Overheat. It can also one-shot with Belch once that becomes active. I don't even have a guaranteed two-hit KO on this with Rotom, which is kind of nuts. I'm going to assume that it's going to go for the Overheat. So that means we can bring Rapidash in, and then Rapidash can one-hit KO it with high horsepower. Assuming I don't get another, like, unlucky 5% miss. Yep, there's Overheat. As expected. Come on. Don't be stupid. There we go. Bye-bye. Now I got Duskmar. High horsepower is not going to do much for this. Flare Blitz is a two-hit KO, but yeah. Obviously I can't go for Flare Blitz because I'm choice locked. In comes Crobat. I should be able to stop this thing from using Curse by going for Taunt, but I can't stop it from Pain Split. Why does this thing have a Ganlon Berry? That's not... Whatever. Toxic. Wait, did it just say I couldn't? I thought Pain Split was considered an attack. Huh, interesting. Well, anyway. Maybe the previous rounds were just too dull. I haven't yawned in a while. There's them freezes. Lumberry to the rescue, number 3, I think. Yeah, it's I have no idea what it... I mean, I guess with Pain Split, Ganlon does have some use. I still think that's a pretty wacky choice either way, though. If you're going to use a Pinch Berry, usually you'd want it to be like Lychee, Pataya, Salak, or Custap. Alright. I'm up to Palmer now? I think I'm up to Palmer. Oh my god. Yeah, there we are. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm nervous as shit though, that's for sure. Yeah, I love it. I love how he doesn't even bring up his son and all that this time. He just goes, fuck it. Okay, so let's try not to get too nervous. So him sending out Heatran first is definitely good news for me. As long as high horsepower doesn't decide to miss, I can take it out in one shot. The Heatran is going to go for Earth Power. That has a chance of not killing, which does give me some insurance. Although the fact that he's got a Bright Powder means that high horsepower has only an 85-ish% chance of hitting. Fingers crossed. Come on. Come on. Yes! Alright. Regigigas. Okay, it's got Choppleberry? Crush Grips, This thing does some pretty decent damage to Rapidash, even with the, even with Slow Start. I think I might want to send Rotom in on this, but I'm not super sure. Hang on. Let me have a look at Cresselia real quick. Yeah. I think the play here might... okay, so both Crobat and... Oh, hey, Nyx is here. Yay! People are showing up right just in time, kind of. Yeah, so both Crobat and Rotom have merit against Cresselia for shutting down its set, but when it comes to actually dealing the damage, Rapidash with Mega Horn is still my best option. Okay. Yeah, I think I might go into Crobat just for now. I'm just so glad that high horsepower did not miss against Heatran. A lot was riding on that. Oh shit, that's not good. Okay. So Regigigas is probably just going to keep doing that now. There's not really a whole lot of reason not to. Alright, I want to Roost, because if he does do it again, at least it won't be super effective thanks to Roost. Yeah, okay, good. And that means I can now get Toxic off relatively safely. You live a non-crit. Hey, don't go saying things like that. You should have seen some of the absolute bullshit I had to deal with in Round 7 Battle 1. I can't believe I made it through that fight with the sheer amount of bad luck I had. Anyway, now I want to check Regigigas' speed after Slow Start wears off, because that's kind of important. It still gets outsped by both Rapidash and Rotom, so I think that should be fine. Yeah, let's just stall it, I guess. It's probably going to KO me now, but like that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. No, we're still in there. Okay, Crobat can just stall this thing entirely by itself. Perfect. Yeah. Regigigas finally got its act together. Regigigas still can't do shit. Honestly, like, one of the things that's really sad about Regigigas is that because it has, like, no boosting moves, even once Slow Start wears off, it still isn't always gonna, like, one-shot things. But anyway, Cresselia. So, definitely need to taunt this, because otherwise it is going to be a huge problem. One of the legendaries of all time, yeah. Yep, can't use Calm Mind. Okay. Let me just bring it up. So now all it has is stored power, like, as long as the taunt's there. And if I go into Rotom and Trick Scarf it, I can force it to just keep using stored power, and I won't even need to, like, re-taunt it. And that's basically going to give us, like, the win, really. That's the clincher. Plus, stored power barely does anything without Calm Mind anyway. GG easy. Yeah, like, I'm just so lucky that both I chose Rapidash as my lead, and that Palmer sent out Heatran first. Because Palmer can, like, which thing he starts with is completely random. If I had to try to, you know, switch around to get the right matchup, things would have been real rough. Or, again, if high horsepower missed. That also would have been very bad. Now we just get a Toxic on it. Never messed around with Battle Tower myself. I played Battle Tower somewhat in Sword and Shield, but Sword and Shield's Battle Tower is the easiest of all time. Because you don't really get sent back to the beginning when you lose. It has, I don't know the specifics of how it works, but it's almost like it has some kind of checkpoint system. I don't know. BDSP's Battle Tower is freaking brutal, but one saving grace it does have, when compared to, like, some of the older battle facilities, is that, unlike in some of the old ones where there'll be, like, maybe about a dozen random Pokemon that each trainer can have. In BDSP's Battle Tower, the teams are, like, completely fixed. And with the exception of Palmer, they always start with the same lead Pokemon every single time as well. Well, there we have it. They only give me 20 for that. That sucks. Yay! I can't believe the run where I had that heart attack of a round 7 battle 1 was the one where I finally beat 49. Cute Dawn design. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh yes, I would love to tell What's Her Face about that. And so because I beat the 49 Palmer, I am now allowed to enter this, where before I couldn't. You have to unlock it. So that's going to be my next project, I guess. I just exit here. Actually, hang on. I want to look how many battle points I have. So to put the struggle into perspective. Uh, 890. So I've probably spent, I don't know, a couple hundred or so on certain things, few hundred. But I haven't done any of the like thing where you can transfer BP from Pokemon Home into BDSP. So I don't know. I've probably got anywhere between 1,000, 1,500 BPs worth over my many attempts at just trying to reach 49. That's sad. It's damning. Yeah, so Masterclass is a bit different from regular. From what I understand, in regular Tower, each round has a certain pool of trainers it can draw from. But in Master, it doesn't have that separation. Like, it can be any trainer at any time. Well, at least the journey is over now. Yeah. And then obviously, since Masters is supposed to just be more difficult, like, you're going to come across a lot stronger Pokemon, like, you know, your Garchomps and all that. And they're going to have, like, better sets as well. It's just less predictable and also doesn't pull its punches as much. Not that regular Tower is any slouch when it's got some really evil sets like that Glalie one I always mention. Ugh. Surprisingly though, I don't think I encountered that Glalie at all during either of my streams, even though it's ended so many runs in the past. Where is... Oh, there it is. Nope, wrong building. I'm stupid. Yeah, I'll... That's the one. So here you go, Nick, so you can look at all the outfits or whatever they call them in this game. And then there's two other ones. Oh, well, first there's the classic, of course. From the maybe 5 to 10 hours of footage in the game. Yeah. That one is from Mystery Gift, so you can't get that now, I guess. And then this one you get for beating the champion. Spring is the... Yeah, pretty much. There are some other ones I like as well, but I think Spring is the one that I would realistically just find myself coming back to the most. So that's what I'm going with. I think Plat outfit was for pre-order. I mean, maybe, but I'm pretty sure they released it like for the public for free because I didn't pre-order the game. I just bought it normally. Let me just look this real quick. Yeah, it says on Cerebi, it was just a free mystery gift download thing during the first roughly 3-4 months of the game's launch. we got here? Yeah, I mean, there are some pre-order stuff, but I don't think any of it's cosmetics. Like, there's, yeah, I don't know. You might be thinking of, like, one of the other Switch games, like Sword and Shield or Scarlet Violet or something. Just mod the game and get the outfit. Yeah, I mean, I have not done any Switch modding stuff, and I don't think I will for the foreseeable future, especially if I will end up tackling the Master Tower, and, you know, obviously, if I want to start my stuff there, I need to do it on unmodded hardware and whatnot. Don't want to, you know, get people accusing me of cheating or whatever. But, like, I have seen some of the mods just floating around, like the, you know, improvements to the UI and the, like, battle animations and that kind of stuff. I had to grab a Switch too. Yeah, like, at some point, I mean, the new Mario Kart's looking pretty sick. Although, like, being completely honest, part of me is just, like, crossing my fingers that some of the games I have on my Switch 1 that don't run super well will see, like, you know, some performance improvements on the Switch 2, but I feel like maybe that's, you know, pretty wishful thinking. One thing I will give to BDSP is that, unlike both Sword and Shield and especially Scarlet Violet, it actually runs well already. Like, we can complain about the content in the game and whatnot, but at least it actually feels like a finished product in terms of how well it runs. They should have some. Yeah, but, like, see, the thing is, they're definitely doing that for Scarlet Violet on the Switch 2 as, like, a sort of a special patch kind of thing. But what I want to know is if any of the games will run better just naturally and not with these like Switch 2 specific patches. And that's kind of a we'll just have to wait and see sort of thing, I think. Most of the time I spent playing BDSP. Yeah, like, I like the revamped Underground in a lot of ways. I just wish they didn't neuter the secret base system. There's, like, nothing to decorate it with. There's nothing to do in there. I don't know why I love it as child. Yeah, like, me too, seriously. I even remember one time where we had, like, a school athletics trip thing, and I was just there playing on on my DS in the stand, and I was mostly just messing around in the Underground, like that, and the Battle Frontier, which, to my immense dismay, is not in BDSP. That's where the fun was at. what I would give to have the Frontier back. And you want to know how much it upsets me that it's not here? I could show you how much it upsets me. Take a look at my trainer name. I remember using my brother's DS and my copy of Plat. Yeah, I had I think it was, I think I had like amazing trainer name 10 out of 10. I think I had a friend's copy of Platinum or something like that. But I eventually bought, oh wait, did I say Platinum? I was meant to say Diamond. Diamond. But I eventually bought Platinum for myself. So obviously that was the version that I sunk the most time into. And I had Heart Gold as well, so I got to do a lot of fun stuff there. I grinded the base still 50 flags or whatever to get Spirit Team. Yeah, it's something like that. I can't remember the specifics, but whatever it was, they changed how you get Spiritomb in BDSP to make it so that you no longer need any multiplayer. Thank goodness. Now it's just like, you just have to talk to enough NPCs in the underground, on top of getting the odd keystone, obviously. You know, one dumb thing about this game, they added in the pixie plate, because obviously the fairy type didn't exist back in Gen 4, right? But unlike how all the other plates you can obtain just on the overworld and stuff, the pixie plate is exclusively a rare find in the underground. So even now, it's still the only like plate I don't have. No matter how much time I spend in here, I can't get the damn thing. Just won't show up. This is the worst dig of my life. We love RNG. Doesn't that just sum up Pokemon altogether? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who's Mrs. getting stats affected so? Like, I'm serious, Nix. When the VOD is done, you have to watch Round 7 Battle 1. It was some shit. Yeah, I will. Don't you worry about that. I'm procrastinating sleeping at the moment. Oh, sorry. 4 a.m. Jeez, dude. Like, even I'm usually not up at, like, that time in the morning. Only when I was, like, dealing with, like, actual insomnia was I ever still awake by then. Well, I mean, I guess I was also awake at 4 back when I worked night shifts, but, like, you get the point. Much later. Yeah, I mean, there were, like, I have pulled an all-nighter exactly once in my life, and my body does not deal well with that. Like, and this was like back when I was a teenager, mind you. All my friends see it as like this normal thing, and I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Oh, hey, a rare one. This isn't really the best place for refreshing and digging. My sleep schedule is fucked up. Yeah, dude. Same. If I open the map real quick, where am I? Yeah, okay, so it's like the next one past here. Hello, Rhydon. Bye, Rhydon. Like this area here, this is where I usually go if I want to like just dig as much as possible in a small period of time. It doesn't really take. It's not, you know, there's not too many like winding paths. There's no off the road dead ends. It's just this one zigzaggy loop thing. It's not particularly big. Ooh, okay. Okay. We really getting a plate on stream and this quickly? Too bad it's not the pixie plate though. Damn, for one zone. Yeah. I think I missed one though, didn't I? I don't look at my old base appeal. Well, it'll be a hell of a lot more interesting than the secret bases in this game. I do remember, like when I was a kid, part of the fun of secret bases was like, yeah, what? No. You're not telling me I just got like 2 of them in a row. What the fuck is this stream luck? Oh my god. But yes, so aside from like just, you know, making your base like just look nice, it was also fun making like these winding obstacle courses to slow down people's like route to the flag as much as possible. Oh, and there was the trap towers as well, wasn't there? Or was that like only in Gen 3's secret bases? I don't remember. Man, I miss when secret bases weren't good. Fairy plate next? Yeah, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I reset my old Oris cave. Honestly, at some point, I kind of need to do another playthrough of Oris just so I can get another Deoxys, because I gave my sister my only one. Sad about that one, because I remember being happy when I took a base. Yeah. Them's how it goes. No pixie plate. Of course. There was no way that was gonna happen. Oris was fun. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I had problems with Oris. Especially how they give you, like, Latios or Latios for free. You don't even have to battle it as early as, like, what is it, like, after the 3rd gym? And then they just give you the Megastone with it, so the entire game, aside from, like, Steven at the end, is a complete joke. I never understand this trend with Pokemon trying to make the games easier. Like, I get they're targeted at children, but they always have been. And back when I was a kid, we weren't having much trouble with these games. They were like the perfect level of challenge. But then, like, aside from that, I don't like what they did with Moorville. It bothers me a lot. What else did I not like about Oris? There was something else. Oh yeah, this is probably a really silly thing, but like, I feel some of the soundtrack didn't really hit right. Like, I've played the Gen 3 Hoenn games probably a few too many times. I loved doing challenge runs in those games, sometimes with my buddy. You know, like Nuzlocke and that kind of thing. Randomizers, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think the like remastered or well remixed, rearranged, whatever you want to call it, tracks are always as good as the originals. Giving credit where credit is due, though, the Team Locker and Team Magma boss theme absolutely slaps. Well, I don't think I ever beat a Gen 2 game. I got to Elite 4 never. Gen 3. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I mean, I've played Ruby and Emerald and Leaf Green. Leaf Green, Leaf Green is in a really odd spot for me because I feel like I don't like Kanto as a region. Like, I don't think it's visually interesting. I don't like the constant weird detours to get around. And it's like, it's not that Kanto's overworld is linear. That it isn't linear, because it is. It's just that it tries to hide it with the way you're constantly gated off from all these places. And I think that, like, you know, that fakeness isn't actually solving anything. And also, yeah. What I do miss about Fire and Leaf Green, though, is the Sevi Isles. In some ways, that was, like, almost the best part of the game. Keyword almost. And yet, no matter how many times they remake Kanto in some form, they just never bring it back, you know? It wasn't there in Let's Go. It wasn't there in Heart Gold Soul Silver, which, you know, being a remake of Johto naturally includes Kanto in it. It's just something that's just forever stuck in Fire Red Leaf Green. It's very weird. I think I beat Crystal. Yeah, for me personally, I only like Kanto when it's in a Johto game. Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with that per se, but I think I get where you're coming from. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so like, for me, the first Pokemon game I ever played was, I don't know, it was probably like Pokemon Stadium or something like that. But the first one I owned would have been Gold, and I played that on my Game Boy Advance SP because that was backwards compatible. Johto, you have your HM abilities already. By the time you get to Kanto, you can do what you want. Yeah, I mean, Kanto in the Johto games was like, how do I even describe it? I mean, I guess you could say, like, quote unquote, like, there was less to do, but like, part of that was hardware limitations. It was a miracle that Iwata even managed to squeeze Kanto onto the cartridge in the first place. But secondly, also, yeah, because like, it's not a part of the main game per se. They don't have to have as much stuff to do there. And plus, they, like, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they... some of, like, the brand new shit, they just expanded Johto itself for. Like, how the Safari Zone in that game is, like, west of Johto in this, like, new extra couple routes. Well, at the end of those routes, I should say. If I remember correctly, I think the place where you get Groudon and Kyogre and Heart Gold Soul Silver was, like, out that way as well. I could be wrong, though. It's been a while. Remember, if you beat the Kanto gym leaders, you could change your sound to be of Gen 2, either beat them or beat Red. Yeah. Yeah, there was the GS Sounds thing. I think that's what it was called. It was just GS Sounds. Some of the, like, tracks in HGSS were, like, really different compared to the original games, and, like, I mean that in a good way. Goldenrod City, for example, there was something about how that track sounded in Gen 2 that felt so weirdly, inappropriately melancholy, and it kind of gave me just some sort of bad vibe. And Heart Gold and Soul Silver changed that to a much more, like, upbeat sounding track, which I think, like, not only does it not weird me out, but it just is more fitting for what Goldenrod City is. Like, they increased the tempo a lot. Gave it more of a, like, a sort of bounciness to it. I'm not a music person. I can't explain or identify things. I was like walking with your Pokemon the overworld to the sprites. Yeah. I like throughout the years there have been a lot of complaints about games removing that feature. They actually brought it back in BDSP, but it looks a little a little weird in 3D, especially when some of the Pokemon are not to scale. I've apparently like some of the mods for this game out there have been messing around with that. Like I think I remember seeing one that had a like 2-scale Rayquaza. I'm not optimizing this digging. Whale Lord. Yeah. I remember in Battle Revolution actually. Part of me as a kid just like always wanted to like just find the goofiest looking seismic toss targets. So that was stuff like Groudon and Whale Lord. I was half expecting another Toxicroak. It really annoys me that you can still get these particular crystals even after you've done everything in Romana's Park. Because that's the only thing they're used for. And you can't even sell them. Although, really, I think the better approach would be to make them sellable and still keep the ability to have them spawn. Then you get the best of both worlds, but nope. So instead, they just pile up in your bag for no reason after a certain point. Okay, that's just a shard. For a second there, I was having that moment of like, no, don't tell me it's another one. Seriously though, the fact that I found 2 in a row was absolutely insane. I have no idea what the spawn odds are for each type of treasure. I don't think anyone has ever bothered to look into that in BDSP. For all I know, maybe they never did in the like older versions of the Sinnoh games either. Just doesn't really seem like something I could imagine the most hardcore of hardcore people caring about. Oh, that's it. That was a very underwhelming dig. Oh my gosh. This is not going well. Where the heck? Yeah, there you go. Was there another one here? Yeah, there it was. Certainly no shortage of elemental stones. I also might stream some Fire Emblem Engage one day, because now I've like achieved my my main goal of the 49 and regular battle tower thing. I, you know, might want to step away from BDSP a little bit to save myself some burnout and brain mush. And because like I had I was telling you Nix about that thing with Alfred that I was working on. I kind of want to pick that back up again. Feel free to at me if you do. Well, I mean, it's gonna be like I don't know if it would be the most interesting thing to watch. It'd basically be like a lab stream, I guess. What the hell is that? Oh, that's like the lily fossil. If I'm free, I'll join. Yeah. I don't know if I ever sent you this thing I made, like mathing how much you have to like invest into Brunei to make him do anything. Like at the point he joins. But if you haven't seen that, I'll send it to you because it's kind of funny. His base stats are just so bad. I'm literally watching you mining. Yeah, so oh yeah, good. I'm glad you saw it. Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, like if you weren't here, I wouldn't be doing all this underground stuff right now. Like it's basically just B-roll as an excuse for you know, me to just keep chatting with you, I guess. I sent. Oh, yeah. When it comes to the Alfred thing, though, I think I only sent you like that one vid that just was like, one chapter's worth of stuff. Like when I say I was working on a guide, I mean I have a secret document saved to my Reddit account that has like, you know, a whole bunch of details and maths and shit. And it currently goes up to like around chapter 6, I want to say. It was Sailing's joint chapter. Yeah, that's chapter 4, and that was like just that one view. So like, yeah, I've gone further than that. Like I've already like worked out shit for chapter 5. Like I'm positive on that. And chapter 5 was pretty interesting because I mean, not to not to spoil too much, but provided you're getting him to like the right attack speed threshold, which is very much doable, he can actually take a surprising amount of hits. You can like just let him get ganged up on purpose, at least to within reason. So that'll be kind of neat when I show that. No. No. Dude, if people are gonna start thinking I'm Dream. People are gonna start thinking I've done the dream. I've never had a single like day of digging where I've gotten 3 plates. I'm not sure if I've ever even had 2 in one session. What the hell is this? Streamer Marco, my yeah. Like normally it's like all the worst shit happens when someone's watching. And all the good shit happens when the camera's not rolling. But as far as my underground experience goes, seems to be the opposite. I believe you used Master. Yeah. Yeah, getting back to engage. Master's like sort of interesting. People like wrote him off at first because they're like, oh, you know, this is like just the most like generic, boring emblem ring. It's just kind of whatever. But then as the like engage meta, I guess you could say, sort of evolved a bit, it's become seen as like a really important, well, maybe not important, but really useful tool for like getting growth units up to speed. And I actually I came up with that idea for Alfred before I realized that that's what people were already doing, except with Chloe. Why are you writing off Marth when Leaf exists? Oh, don't worry. People were always of the opinion that Leaf is the worst emblem ring. Personally, I think people are a little too hard on the Leaf ring, but at the same time, like, I get it. The way his what is it even called? Like adaptable or something? Works is really jank, and the fact that the Leaf ring forces you to use, like, well, at the very least, to carry such dog shit weapons as like the Master Lance, where it's like 55 hit. What the hell are they smoking? And if I recall correctly, the Master Lance is, like, doesn't the Master Lance's doubling only work on player phase anyway? And the Leaf ring is designed as primarily an enemy phase ring, so, like, I don't know. I could sit here all day nitpicking every single weird design choice with that ring. It's just not good. It's fun sometimes, but it's not good. Leaf is just weapon mastery advantage. Yeah, something like that. Doesn't Sigurd have Master Lance to it? I'm pretty sure the Master Lance was like something that debuted in Fire Emblem 5, so I would assume not. I'll just double check right now. He's got a... Hang on. Let me just... Control F. He has his own version of the Rider's Bane, his own version of the Brave Lance, and of course he also has a Tearfing. Someone else has it too, but their accuracy is better because only one range. You sure? Just a better Master Lance. Yeah, at least in practice anyway. In theory, there's quite a bit of difference between them, but like, the Master Lance is just so bad. What the fuck were they smoking? Uh, uh. I will give the Leaf Ring this though, when compared to Mars, since, you know, we'll talk about him before. Even though the Mars Ring is like, you know, perfectly fine, the fact that once Chapter 10 hits, you basically lose it for almost the entire rest of the game, that is pretty rough. Where with Leaf's, at least his is like one of the first ones you get back. And unlike the Celica ring, I don't feel like the Leaf ring really falls off, per se. If anything, it actually gets better in the long run. There's some pretty funny late game stuff you can do with it, especially with Veil. Where, like, with Celica, the main appeal of the ring is, like, one-shotting stuff with Warp Ragnarok. And even on hard mode, in the late game, once you get the ring back, like, enemies just have too much bulk. It just doesn't kill anything anymore. so it just becomes, like, so mid. Leaf Ring good because you can play his paralog and listen to his thing. Like the battle mix, Free Us, that is, for my money, basically the best track in Engage. I love it so much. Oh, come on. Where's anything? They cooked too hard with his team, they forgot to cook. No. I don't know about that. I think what actually happened was the sound team cooked so hard on Leaf's theme that they ran out of budget for Ephraim's voice acting. I'm still bummed about that, man. And like, I could probably live with it. Even with the, like, when the initial sting wears off. If it weren't for the fact that they then made, well, I guess released, they possibly were already made in advance, released the DLC rings where you've got multiple characters in one ring, but they actually do all talk. Like, what? What do you mean Crom and Robin both get to be voiced, but only Erica does and not Ephraim? Fucking conspiracy. think I'll probably end the stream in like 10 minutes. By that point, it'll be like 10 p.m. Not that I'm actually gonna go to sleep soon because, you know, I'm me. But I wish Celica's scene was sacrificing the saint. Yeah, I mean, like, gonna be honest, my favorite version of Miller's Divine Protection is still the one from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, funnily enough. Not that, like, the other ones are bad, but I don't know, I think they took a really good direction with that. But if you really want to talk about, like, tracks that just are used way too much, it seems that both the fandom and intelligence systems are in total agreement that the only track in Blinding Blade that even exists is Beneath the New Light. And I'm gonna be honest, that's not even my favorite player phase theme in that game. I think For the Commanders is better. A lot better. Oh yeah. By the way, Nix, I don't know if you saw this, but someone like earlier today just randomly made a thread on the Fire Emblem subreddit asking if anyone else if anyone else wants to sniff Tamara's ponytail. It was just the most random shit. And the whole comment section is just filled with people like, like what? That's the kind of thread I would expect to see on, like, a Hoyo subreddit, not the Fire Emblem subreddit. But also going Mother's Day shopping too. Yeah, I still need to do my Mother's Day shopping tomorrow, or at least part of it anyway. I got the card, I just need to buy an actual present now. And mainly just Twitter for art. Yeah, the whole, like, I only use Twitter for art is a pretty common sentiment I hear from, like, a lot of my online friends. And can't say I blame them. I've personally deleted my Twitter account years and years ago now. Fuck Musk. Hope I don't get banned off YouTube for saying that. Still haven't updated the Twitter app. Well, I only ever use the browser. version anyway, which is how I am with most things, to be honest. Like, Discord is probably the, like, only real exception where I actually, you know, do use the app a decent amount. Whether that be, like, when I'm, I don't know, just down the other end of my house away from my computer, or when I'm out shopping or something. But for stuff like YouTube or Twitch, I don't really use their apps at all. And in the case of Twitch, I just don't even have it. I've never downloaded it. I want my ad blocker back. Yeah, I mean, I know I probably shouldn't say this because, you know, we're having this conversation on YouTube right now, but yes, YouTube's ad problem is just getting more and more out of hand. I don't think YouTube themselves are ever going to really, you know, care what people have to say about it, sadly. So I feel that at least I can manually block most ads. And like, honestly though, even though I think YouTube is especially bad about it, there are other sites that are so practically unusable without an ad blocker. You know, like some wikis and stuff. I can't even imagine what it must be like going onto fandom, like the website called Fandom, without an ad blocker. Of course, be like more money good. I don't know if I'd say that, because you're sort of making them sound like apes, and if they were apes, they would be more endearing. Like you might be giving a little too much credit. Alright, I think we'll do one last round of digging, then we'll, like, sell some of the spoils I've gotten, and then we'll probably call it quits. I'm not really even taking this very seriously anymore. Oh shit. What? What was I thinking? Well, whatever. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Run, Dawn, run! Put those stubby little legs to good use. Oh, there's one more this way. Where is it? Here we go. Come on. Okie dokie. We got 20 out of 40 Diglett meter, just by coincidence. Ugh, excuse me. I really shouldn't burp right into the microphone. 3 plates in total. Yeah, it's still so weird to me that happened, especially with 2 of them being like in a row.